someone.
If you help someone?
If you help someone, like a therapist.
In the therapy?
Yeah. And you help them with get rid of some spirit. Mm-hmm. Is there any, of course it's a risk that you get it from yourself?
Yes.
How, and you do that too? Or? Can it happen to you that you have the spirits with you?
Of course.
What do you do to get rid of it?
Like I just described, every time a spirit attacks a person, it's to do with an emotional injury inside of the person. So if it's an attacking of a child, then it's to do with the emotional injury of the parent, who's primarily, or parents that are primarily connected with the child. And in every case, it's a matter of actually healing that emotional injury. The reason why some spirits move from one person to the other is because when you are in a therapy role and you're forcing a spirit out of a person, the spirit becomes very angry and upset generally, and as a result of that they want to blame somebody or harm somebody, so they generally attempt to attack the person who whereas a part of, or the people that were a part of that process of removing the spirit from the person. So it also, if the person that you're helping, the person in the physical, doesn't address their emotional injuries, then what happens is that other spirits will return and influence them anyway. So unfortunately, a lot of times we move one spirit on and just to make space for another spirit to come. And then we move them on and then make space and then another spirit comes. And unless we deal with the cause of that, then we'll be going to get therapy every month for moving on a different spirit. And unfortunately, a lot of people do that. And so that is not what I'd recommend. What I'd recommend is addressing the cause, which is always emotional.
I think it's also a good thing to have compassion and love for them as well.
Always.
Like not see I need to get rid of something.
Exactly.
Because they never experience love.
Exactly.
Most of the time. So.
And a lot of times, as I pointed out, they're totally confused about why they're even connected to you.
Yeah. So they just get it that they are a bit upset.
Yes.
That it's all the thing like we need to get rid of something. And,
yeah. This morning we had a chat with the spirits with Daniel. And those spirits with him were family spirits from your ancestry, and they had no idea that their connections to him were causing his physical illness. They believed that they were protecting him, and they had no idea that the physical illness was being created by their overcloaking of him. And so hopefully with the discussion, some of the discussion we had today with them, they will see things a bit differently, but it's Mum's emotions that have created this openness for him to have this influence. And so I'd like to speak with you about your emotions at some point over the next week, so you can help him to progress again, and to actually, the spirits have taken so much energy from him that they're now degrading his body quite severely, and once that stops, then his body can recover and regrow particular problems that he faces to do with his nervous system and to do with his brain. That's where they're affecting the most. But we can discuss that later, but that's a part of it.